Hello, this is Dr. Donald Fox, orthodontist in Fort Lauderdale Beach, Florida. These are trying times. When I talk to a patient or a friend or even a stranger and they seem stressed out, sad, I tell them to be real. If you take World War II, Pearl Harbor, 9/11, Vietnam War, and the Great Depression, where my parents told me that if you got an orange in your stocking at Christmas, you were fortunate. If you take all of these events and put them all in one time today at 10 o'clock a.m. to happen, it doesn't come close to the shock to our economy and to our way of living and our emotions than this coronavirus debacle. A debacle is a great upheaval of confusion and turmoil. All of us have stress and uncertainty about the future. You're not alone. That's the first thing you must think of and realize, because I'll share my heartaches and how to overcome them fast. Right now, I'm helping someone who just buried her mother and she feels guilty for it. I'm also helping a friend in Austria whose uncle is in the hospital right now, and she feels guilty that she could have done something sooner because she didn't want to take him to the coronavirus hospital to get coronavirus because he had dizziness. He kept passing out. He finally had to be taken anyway, and she found out that he had blood clot in his lungs and he will probably die in the next 1 to 2 days. I tell both of them that these times are testing our religious beliefs, testing our friendships, testing every second, wondering what we are about, who we are, and what to do next. It can cause you to get upset, give up, sit up, and watch TV, go in denial, and drink, and feel like you can't do work or go get going on projects. But the first thing you realize that production equals morale. What that means is the more you can get accomplished and do one thing at a time and get it completed, you will actually feel better. People ask me all the time, how do I write 3 books in the past, see over 1,000 patients, help doctors in 12 offices, make videos, do charity work, and help my church with life-changing things all over the world, and have time to have some fun? Well, what I will share with you is after I lost both of my parents at age 62, and I felt like a wall was always in front of me, and my feet were just sitting in cement, and I couldn't move, not able to get things or anything done because I was in shock. I've had open heart surgery 7 years ago to fix a string on my heart valve, and I've also had a car accident at age 16 that my car flipped in the air twice, and witnesses said to me afterwards they sure thought I was dead. To get out of all these shocks in life and events, I must share with you some things that I did. I always make a list of things to do, and I do it the night before, because when you get up in the morning, you're tired, you got to fix breakfast, and you're just trying to get to work or get going, and you got to be ready. So this list has to be done before the night before. You do it the night before on paper or on your iPhone. You can use phone reminders app, and also people also on their iPhone have what's called phone recorder or phone recordings, and you just list these things out verbally, and then you can also, you're getting them out of your mind. But also you can use Dragon software. It's an application that costs $15 a month for your phone, or Droid, and it types 160 words a minute as you talk, and then you can print these lists out. The key is getting your thoughts and ideas and things to do out of your mind, and then you rank them according to the old days with Ben Franklin planners. You rank your task or things you want to do with A, B, or C. Hey, A being the highest and C, of course, being the lowest, and you get those 8 things done, and try to get 10 things of those done a day, and just go, go, go. I've learned to also schedule my days 3 days in advance, and my social planner 2 months in advance. If you don't schedule your own appointments in life, life will then schedule you, and you won't get anything done. It's also helpful to use Outlook with Microsoft. And I'm not talking about Outlook Express, that's for simple email, but Outlook is very cheap with Microsoft, and you coordinate it with your iPhone, which is another discussion we can have another day. And you can also schedule your task on your calendar. People also use Gmail or Google, but I find that a little hard and it doesn't kick my butt as well as Outlook does. You also can just keep it simple and make paper lists and then make a paper schedule on a separate piece of paper and schedule these things to get done every day. Also, I get dressed as if I'm going to work. I must share a story with you that in our great recession we had back in 2008, in 2004, the recession started early in Clearwater or Tampa, Florida, where I was living. Where I used to live in that area, it was devastated because there was over 600,000 homes that went into foreclosure with Countrywide Mortgage Bank, and people should have never been given these homes in the first place. And then they weren't coming into my office. I ended up having to sell my office, my practice, and then I started deciding what I was going to do to look for work and why these things I'm sharing with you, I learned how to do over a year it took me that I'm sharing with you until I snapped out of it and felt like I could do something about what was going on with this last recession we had. So I would get up every day and get dressed like I was going to work after I ate breakfast. And you don't want to be laying around all day or just get up and to be wearing your pajamas or shorts or have some socks on your feet. Yes, you need to put shoes on and some people, if they go to work with a coat and tie, then you need to put a coat and tie on, whatever it is. So you get back in your routine, you have to take this serious. You then have to establish a workstation or a desk at home, just like you're at the office with your computer. And you have it well lit so you can get something done and feel like you're getting some work done. The next thing I did was realize that no one owes me anything. If you can start with that as a basic foundation and you know I got to depend on myself now, you'll have no confusion that you expect help from someone and that you will get work done. And if someone helps you, then that's great. The next thing I had to do was stop asking myself, why doesn't someone come along and give me a job, or why does someone not come and give me some money? And I just kept asking myself these questions. Well, I stopped it and then realized I have to depend on myself. Then the 17-year-old girl patient was listening to me one day, and she looks at me and it woke me up when she said, why don't you just go and create your own job? It took me about 3 days for that to sink in until I realized that I can start not only one business, but multiple new businesses. And I can start working on my inventions and my patents and start working on my books instead of feeling doomy and gloomy. You can do the same thing, believe it or not. You look for a problem and ask yourself, what is the solution to that problem and how can I make a business out of it? Everyone knows something to do or can make money off of business. There's a lady even on Fox News yesterday that was making costumes in Hollywood, California for all the TV sets and movie sets, and she lost her job. And now she's sewing masks instead of costumes with funny materials, and she's making more money now than she was doing her job that she just lost. So the other thing is I look up the word hope and I Google this. And I make sentences up with each definition of that word until I feel really, really happy that I knew that definition. And I know without a doubt I can apply that definition in the hope in every one of them to the point that I can look forward in life and I know I have hope, because if you don't have hope, then you have nothing. You got to keep that word close to you and know what it means. And I've also been there, believe me. The next thing is outflow equals inflow. If you think that everything has to flow towards you at this point and help you to get going, that's not how it works. You must outflow. And to get anything done, you also need to realize that you got to get marketing done. You got to get your resume out, start putting things on Monster or Indeed, or go to Indeed.com and start listing categories of jobs that they email to you every day. It also means helping other people, because when you help other people or you just help one person, help comes back to you. I study with Dan Kennedy, who's one of the top marketing gurus in the world. One of the things he's always saying in front of his meetings and to the people he comes and gives seminars to, he always asks them how many in the room give 5 to 10% of their income away every week so that they make and realize that that money comes back to them, and they all raise their hand. 90% of them realize that this is without a doubt true. So yes, give someone some money that you know really needs it. I'm not talking about a homeless person or that person that you see, like I see every day, comes up to my car window at the street corners. I don't give them money. I find someone who's really a hard worker, a waitress, and I know some story that they work in 3 jobs, and I give them a large tip or I give them some other help. Amazingly, you may not know that Donald Trump every day has newspapers brought to him, and he finds 10 people he wants to help, and he helps them. And yet financially, he's very well off, but this never gets reported in the news. The last thing I will leave you with, and I'm always amazed to see, is the Jim Valvano basketball coach or Jimmy V video, and you can Google this if you haven't seen it. It's very inspiring because it's so uplifting. He gives a speech on ESPN awards ceremony, and he's about ready to die within a week of cancer, and he talks about things, but at the end he states that you're not living life every day unless you love every day, cry every day, and laugh every day. Please share this video on social media, text it, and like this on Facebook, and please select follow me on Facebook. Please also leave a comment and share your trials and hardships and how you got out of them and what fixed them. Again, stay safe, and I hope this helped you. Dr. Donald Fox, orthodontist in Fort Lauderdale Beach, Florida. Thank you.